Welcome to the final edition of this week's The Brandstand, where we help business leaders to understand how investing in their brand strategy can help them to grow their business. I'm Craig McVoy, founder of Beyond Brand, and I've been helping businesses to stand out from their competition for the last 20 years, enabling them to attract more of their ideal customers and then keep them for longer by using our approach. In this episode, we'll be looking at why your brand can enable you to be the last thing that customers cut back on. Being the last thing that people cut back on can often be difficult, particularly if you're in an industry sector that is seen as being a bit of a luxury. And the Beatles said that money can't buy you love, and they were right, but also it can't buy you time either. And as we know from the loyalty matrix, we want people to be helped in terms of have more pleasure that they have in their lives, and that means spending less time doing the things that they have to do and more time doing the things that they want to do. So if your brand can help them with that, it can buy them the one thing that they can't buy themselves, which is more time. And the winners are the ones that are at the extreme corners of that matrix. So even if what you offer is classed as a convenience, you've only got to look at Amazon to see that they're a winner because they make it easier than ever before for us to receive the things that we need in our lives as quickly and as easily as possible. Nowhere else has yet caught up to that example of being able to set up an account today, and that even within the same day I can have a delivery made to me if I'm a Prime member, which now over a quarter of the UK are Amazon Prime members. So imagine what they're making alone from that kind of subscription. And therefore, if it's about the things that you love, the other things that are affected, or that affect you, are the emotional attachments in your life. And whether you are a brand that builds an emotion or not, if you're able to connect to an emotion, then you're immediately seen as a brand that is offering additional value and that is helping you to live the right emotions in your life. And it's important that you gain an attachment for the right emotions. Being a brand who becomes synonymous with the emotion of anger or frustration is not what anybody wants. But being able to be one of those brands that is seen as being part of your life when things were really good are priceless in terms of gaining long-term valuable customers. We see this in life events where, for instance, people have a child, or the child goes to university, or you move house, where if you're a brand who's connected to those emotions and that experience is seen as a life event that you hold dearly, then you're a brand that they tend to use for life, or certainly for as long as you continue to have that emotion. We also see it in lessons from our parents. So we'll often see brands that our parents trusted being passed down through generations and further generations, because if it was good enough for our father or our mother, then it's probably good enough for us as well. And that's why brands like John Lewis have done so well over the years. And generations now don't trust marketing. The days have gone where advertisements and marketing really played a role in terms of trust, unless it is backed up by evidence. And the disruptors who enter the markets have none of the baggage that comes with any emotional attachment. So it's no wonder that brands that are new to market, that deliver better than the others in terms of convenience and giving us more time, are the ones that will knock some of the more established off their perch, as it may be. And therefore, how do you become sticky as a brand? And I don't mean that you're hard to deal with, but really, how do you become a brand that becomes difficult for a customer to stop using? Well, it's about making sure that it's not just about your product or service, and that there are other benefits that they can only get from you in terms of if they move to another provider, they will lose it even if they replace your core service with it. So it's important to secure long-term commitments to revenue opportunities that make you sticky and make you a brand that people will think twice about leaving, because they'll also lose X or Y or Z. And that could be something really as simple as if you become a member of our store card, or then you get free parking at our stores. How many people would think twice about moving to another credit card provider or store card provider if they had to pay for their parking each time? It sounds like something really small, but it can be the difference between you staying with a brand or not. So think beyond just the benefits of your product or service and think about how to become sticky with things that are not so obvious. And so to summarize, money can't buy you love, and it can't buy you time either. So if you can think of ways that you can give those things back to a customer, you can give them more time in their lives to enjoy their lives, then you'll be offering something that is extremely valuable. It's important to have an emotional attachment to your customers, but one that is there for the right emotions, not the wrong ones. And also think about how you can be sticky in terms of offering benefits that go beyond just your products or service that customers would lose if they chose to go elsewhere. Come on. So that's it for this week. Look out for next week's episodes of the Brandstand, where we'll be covering the topic of differentiation and understanding if your brand even has any. In the meantime, if you want to attract more customers and then keep them for longer, click the link below to view a recent presentation we did on Brand 101, covering the foundations of a successful brand strategy and how they can apply to your business. Stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.